Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. This is Jumana Al Sadiq. I'll be your instructor for the professionalism course. Get this started by defining professionalism. Professionalism has to do with the way you conduct yourself in the workplace. A person who shows respect and consideration for others demonstrates a commitment to professionalism. It's a group of conducts, aims, and qualities that characterize or mark a professional person. This course is considered a soft skills course. It will aim to develop your core competencies, and a competency is a skill, knowledge, and behavioral attitudes needed for acceptable behavior. Okay, things like communication, team working skills, leadership skills, responsibility, reliability skills, and so on. Okay, during this course we have important milestones to go through. We will first look at professional interactions, how to communicate with people in the workplace, what are the types of relationships that you build in the work, and how to have effective relationships, how you generally improve your communication in the workplace to mitigate conflicts and to achieve the goals of these relationships. Number two, we will see professional appearance, okay, and professional etiquette. What to dress, how you conduct yourself, how to treat people in the workplace, okay, what types of attitudes that is acceptable for you to do and what is not acceptable in the workplace. Then we will look at professional writing, okay, and the principles needed for you to follow to produce a professional writing, okay. And then will have a look at interviews, how to prepare for interviews, what to take with you for the interview, how to answer the questions using techniques like the STAR technique. Okay, some videos are also there to help us better understand the content. So let's get started. First, we will define the qualities of professionals we have mentioned earlier in the definition. 6 qualities of professionals. Number 1, commitment. And by commitment, we mean obligation that restricts our freedom of action. Okay, when you are committed to a particular task, this restricts your action, okay, restricts your freedom of action before till you finish the particular task that you are committed to. Number 2, responsibility and dependability. Okay, and by responsibility we mean when you are a blame for a particular thing or a particular person, okay, whether sometimes you are responsible for tasks or the job you have to do or the fellows you are assigned for. Okay, ethics and honesty. And ethics has to do with the moral principles that governs person's behavior. You should always show ethics wherever you go. Okay, however, there are some ethics that has to do with the specific domain you work in. A professional person always shows ethics and honesty. Okay, number 4, confidence. And confidence means feeling certain about a particular thing. When you feel certain about your ability, this is what we mean by self-confidence. Okay, it's very important because if you don't see yourself as being capable or have the ability to pursue a particular task, others will also see that you don't have the confidence or you don't have the ability. Okay, so a professional person is always confident with his or her ability. Okay, of course there is various tips you could follow to improve your confidence. Okay, confidence derives from knowing what you are doing, having the complete knowledge needed to perform a particular task as well. So it needs you to improve yourself in the educational level. Number 5, appearance and professional presence. Of course, people are visually based. Okay, we tend to judge people just by having a quick look at them or their profile. So if you seem to dress professionally, then the seer will gradually or automatically have a sensation that you are a professional person. So appearance and professional presence matters. Okay, courtesy and etiquette. Courtesy is very important. Okay, you always have to be polite, you always have to show respect. Okay, not just in your actions but in your voice, right, in the different behavior or attitudes that you show to others. Here we will look at why is professionalism is important. Why are we taking this course in the first place? Well, we have 6 main reasons. Number 1, professionalism creates boundaries. Also, it creates an atmosphere of improvement. It gives a sense of responsibility. Why? Because as we said earlier, responsibility is a quality of a professional person. It helps us to mitigate conflicts, and therefore a person will have increased job satisfaction, which will lead to personal growth. We will look at each in detail. Creating boundaries. Professionalism helps to create boundaries. Why? Because workers who conduct themselves professionally avoid crossing their lines with their subordinates, okay, or their superiors or clients. Number 2, create an atmosphere of improvement. Professionalism helps to create a professional atmosphere which is more conducive to success. Okay, when we all have responsibility, when we all have commitment to the tasks we need to do, there will be a higher chance to success and to perform tasks in the most optimum ways. The third reason why professionalism is important is because it creates a sense of responsibility. As we said earlier, an employee will handle a task, seeks the larger purpose, and hence are able to own their actions and take appropriate decisions later. Also, professionalism helps to mitigate conflicts. Businesses which promote a professional atmosphere make it easier to deal with a diverse environment. Okay, we will always pay attention to the differences and the similarities between the individuals in the workplace, and therefore less probability of conflicts arising will be the outcome. Also, professionalism helps to increase job satisfaction, where it eliminates stress to a great degree, which help us to develop our personal growth. You get appreciated for constantly good quality output, and that in turn builds your confidence, makes you more secure person who is then capable of handling difficult situation with refined emotional maturity. So as we have seen, professionalism can also become part of your personality. It goes a long way in your own personal career success as well as the success of the organization you work in. Okay, demonstrating professionalism is important at all levels in an organization. Okay, from executive manager to the bottom line employees. Professionalism is not the responsibility of the leadership team, and also this is another importance for this course, because your manager expect from you to act or react professionally. Okay, it's not their responsibility to tell you how to react professionally. Okay, therefore it's a vital thing at all levels, but at the same time it's your own responsibility, not the responsibility of the leadership team or the management. You can display professionalism in something as small as never forgetting an attachment to an email, or writing without any grammatical errors, or in something as complex as performing a task with limited resources in a given time when the delay was accidental. Okay, here we have some of the things that you should do and some of the things that you should never do, which help to tell that you are a professional person. Okay, if we have a second to look at them. So we start with punctuality, always arriving on time, always timing yourself carefully for all the tasks that you perform. Okay, you keep your promises to date. You always write things down. Okay, sometimes we say that I don't need to write it down, I will remember it, but it doesn't. You won't remember it. There's lots of things at work you need to do, so you always write things down to remember them. Okay, it will also help with your commitment. Okay, as a result, you should not yell, you should not be a grump at work, you should not gossip at all. Rasulullah always have told us about not to gossip. Okay, it's totally forbidden in our religion, so we should not do it anywhere and not just at work. Okay, you be supportive, you show you be an initiator for support and for help and for assistance. Okay, this is also a part of you being professional. Okay, you dress appropriately and you have courtesy and follow professional etiquette. So we can have them here. The do's: do dress to impress, do offer assistance, do make it on time, do write things down, and do watch your mouth. And what to don't do: you don't gossip, you don't be a grump, you don't take company's material. Okay, also we will learn later that it's the gain of the organization, not your personal gain. Don't react negatively to constructive criticism. It's not personal. We are there just to work. Okay, so if anybody, your manager or your colleague, okay, or your supervisor provided a criticism, it should be a constructive criticism. So you should take it with good feelings, not bad ones. Okay, don't treat people based on pre-perception. What do I mean by this? Let's have a look. We have something called a perception effect, and the perception effect impacts our relationships and how we communicate in the workplace. Okay, let's define first perception. Perception is how you analyze, interpret, and observe the data or the stimulus from the surroundings, how your mind take them, process them, and interpret them. Okay, therefore perception effect is a way for the mind to do this. Okay, it can be defined as the creation of sense data by categorization. This means that human beings tend to view objects as examples of larger concepts or larger groups rather than a unique object in itself. When you see something, when you see somebody, you already have categories in your mind, and then you take this stimuli and you fit it in the category inside your mind. Just like how computers work. You open files and you put the single object inside the file. This is called the perception effect. Why is the perception effect important? Because sometimes the categories that we classify people or we classify things in might be wrong, okay, or misleaded. Therefore, we have to understand the process of perception and to make sure that the next time we build our perception of a particular object, it's in the rightful way. Okay. Perception effect is directly related to stereotyping. The concept of the perception effect lies the root of a stereotype. Okay, of course there is lots of things that affect, lots of elements that affect our perception, such as expectations, media, peer group, interests, okay, heredity, lots of things that affect our perception. Understanding what is the effect for each of these elements on our perception will help us to control the process of perception and making sure that things don't go wrong. Okay, of course the perception effect, as I said earlier, have an impact on our relationships, the bond that we make between employees inside the workplace. So for example, if you saw someone that looks like another person you used to hate, for example, okay, you will automatically have negative feeling towards that person, although you haven't even spoke to him or her. Okay, this will impact the relationship that then later builds between you. It might be little negative for no reason at all. Understanding the perception effect will help you to have control and to be aware of the process next time, and to make sure that it doesn't go the wrong way. Okay, so the consequences will come out the way we intend. Okay, so perception is manipulated by information that precedes the perception process. To better understand the concept, let's look at those pictures. I would like you to have a few seconds to think of the category you have already classified the people in the pictures in. A magazine cover. It was taken in the late 90s and early 20s. Okay, of course it's now changing because models are not as skinnier as they were in the past. Also, I hope you have enjoyed this session. It's a very short session because it's an introductory one. Okay, so what we have learned today, we have learned what is meant by professionalism, the different areas of professionalism, okay, and the qualities of professionals. We also looked at how to apply those qualities in the workplace. Why is professionalism important? For the 6 reasons we have already mentioned. And we have said that there are extended applications of professionalism. It's not just for the success of the organization, but it's also for the success of your own personal career. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I'll see you in the next sessions.